Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast. You know what it is and you know what you got to do. Go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell if you haven't already. Make sure you're up to date whenever new content drops. If you want the audio only version of the podcast, anywhere you listen and get your audio podcast, we are available. Just open up your platform, type in the search bar, the Format Podcast, do a little search. We should come up. Give us that 5-star review, please, and leave us a comment here and on YouTube. Or here on YouTube and on your audio podcast platform, because all that helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. So here it is, right? You know what we're going to talk about today? We're going to talk about LeBron James, the newly minted NBA all-time scoring leader, who seems to have some problems. And gee, what else is new? So y'all know, if you're not new to the podcast, and if you are, get ready, because y'all know I go hard on LeBron James, right? I don't play with all that. He's the greatest ever. A lot of people think he is. There's no debate for me. He's clearly not. I'm not a big fan of all his machinations and all his manipulations, both of his rosters, of the game, and of the media through all the years that he's been in the public eye. Now, that said, let me give credit where credit is due. His manipulation of the media has been absolutely genius, because we always talk about all the wonderful things that he does in the community. He's always lauded as being such a great basketball mind, this, that, and the third, all the things that he does. Great father, great businessman, open to school, social justice warrior, this, that, and the third, right? All this we can't look at him the way we do if he was not smart enough, and his team wasn't smart enough to control the media narrative around him for all these years. So on one hand, it's brilliant. On the other hand, to me, it's mad phony. I don't get down with it. So why do I say that? First thing, right? LeBron James has always been lauded as a team first kind of guy. And maybe he is, maybe he's not. But it's funny, he breaks the record, and then he hasn't played since. Okay, and we'll get to that. But instead of going on the road trip and traveling with his LA Laker teammates, he's at the Super Bowl in his suite with his wife, and they show him on the Jumbotron, and everybody boos. I thought that was really interesting, right? Because everybody's supposed to love LeBron. He's supposed to be, the greatest thing since sliced bread. But the stadium vociferously boos when they show him on the Jumbotron, and then he does this weird thing where he pretends to put a crown on his head. Interesting. I don't know who said it. I can't remember, but there's a quote, something along the lines of, if you have to tell someone that you're the king, you are no king. That's like a famous quote, and I can't remember who said it. But anyway, that's kind of what came to mind when I heard that. But anyway, we got LeBron basically saying, I'll get to my teammates when I get to them. I'm going to go to the Super Bowl and I'm going to get some attention. He loves attention, doesn't he? Anyway, I'm going to get some attention because I know when I go there, they're going to show me, and I'm going to pop up on the Jumbotron, and then I'm going to pretend to put the crown on. And I'm sure he didn't expect to get booed the way he did, but at the same time, he doesn't need to care because he's a billionaire and I'm sitting here talking about him, right? So anyway, I find that interesting, right? The whole thing of he's supposed to be this team guy, but that didn't show it. But again, kudos for him staying out of trouble all these years and having such tremendous media savvy, even from the beginning as a 19-year-old kid as a rookie in the league. That's not an easy thing to have, because, obviously I'm not LeBron James, nowhere near him, but I can say that if I was 19 years old and got handed all that money and I was in the league, I probably would not have been nearly as savvy or known how to handle myself with the aplomb that he has. So credit where credit is due. All right. So now, with all that said, I have no respect for the continual machinations that he uses to spin everything in his favor and never take responsibility for the things that are his fault. So quick note, one, for a guy who people argue is the greatest basketball player of all time, why is it then that he's played with more top 75 talent than any other player of all time? Let's keep that in mind. Interesting. Number two, for a guy that everyone says is the top, the not everyone, but many people say is the greatest player of all time, why does he continually have to have roster overhaul to be successful? I don't understand this. I don't. But hey, that's me. Somebody can answer that question, and I'm sure somebody will call me a hater in the comments. But hey, listen, if you call me a hater, that's fine. But I really would love to know, if he's supposed to be the greatest of all time, why does he have to have so much roster overhaul no matter what team he's on and year he's in his career? Let's keep that in mind. Okay, so what am I talking about with that? He's the guy who wants credit when things go well for the moves that he makes on the general manager front. But when they go badly, what does he do? Shift the blame and put it on someone else, right? For instance, he gets to Los Angeles, he has a terrible first year, doesn't finish the year, basically gets rid of all the young talent so he can work and get in Anthony Davis from the Pelicans. Now, this I thought was an interesting move. He assumed that Anthony Davis would be a piece that he needed to get himself that fourth championship, and lo and behold, that turned out to be the case, with some help from China and the COVID vaccine, and of course the bubble. But we'll get to that in a second. So this is what I don't get. Now he's trying to get Anthony Davis traded. And why is that? He's allegedly upset by reports that Anthony Davis doesn't take care of his body enough and is always injured. Well, hold on, LeBron. Anthony Davis didn't start getting injured when he made it to Los Angeles. He's been getting injured since he came in the league and since he's with the Pelicans. Yes, when Anthony Davis is healthy, he's one of the best players in the league, probably a top 7 or 8 guy, and one of the best bigs in the league, no question about it. But how often is he healthy? The guy's always injured, always injured. So did you not know that? Did you think that being around you and your magical elixir or the waters of Los Angeles would suddenly make it so that Anthony Davis is going to stay healthy? But now he helped you get what you wanted, along again with the bubble, right? He helped you get what you wanted. That's that 4th championship. And now he's injured as per Anthony Davis's history. So you've used him up and you're ready to get rid of him. You got him on the block. Interesting. Okay. Second thing, you had an opportunity to get some quality role players that would have rounded out the Lakers team and been better for you in terms of what's always brought you success in winning, right? You could have Buddy Hield and a couple other, accessory role player type guys. But instead, no, you already had Anthony Davis. You said, nope. I want another top 75 guy. I got to stack my team up, got to load it up quick. No, Michael Jordan never went to Jerry Krause and try to load the team up with a bunch of all-stars. That's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, he took what he got and he dominated. But that's another story and another time, right? Things were different back then. Guess what? There was free agency back then too. There was trading back then too. So let's not act like it was the 60s or the 70s when guys couldn't move around. Okay. But anyway, so LeBron says, hey, want to grease the skids, make it even easier. Brings in Russell Westbrook, which was an utterly ridiculous move. I said it when it happened. That was really stupid. LeBron is a ball dominant guy. Westbrook's a ball dominant guy. I don't know how he thought that would work, but hey, he's supposed to be the brilliant basketball mind, and I'm just a talking head sitting here on Zoom, right? Okay, got it. So next up, he brings in Russell Westbrook. That didn't work. Russell Westbrook becomes the scapegoat for everything that's wrong with the Lakers. And finally, Russell Westbrook gets traded out of there after a year and a half. Feel bad for Russ, because one thing about him, whatever shortcomings he may have in the intellectual part of the game or in the shooting part of the game, he's never going to cheat you with effort. Russ Westbrook plays every possession like it's his last. Can't say that about LeBron. You can't. Okay, so he gets Russell Westbrook out of there. Russell Westbrook is currently with the Utah Jazz and is probably going to get bought out and have an opportunity to go somewhere, maybe a high-level contender where he may have an opportunity to try and win that championship that he's been chasing for his whole career. So very interesting. LeBron was the one who wanted Russell Westbrook there. Russell Westbrook doesn't work out. He becomes the scapegoat, and LeBron somehow, as per usual, avoids the blame. See, side note, this is why, I'm not about giving players power like that. And a lot of people don't like when I say it. Who cares? This is my channel. This is what I think. I'm not about giving players power. Why? Because when you let them make decisions, if the decisions don't go well, the player is not the one that has to deal with that repercussion. It's you as the GM or you as the organization. You're the one that gets fired while the player is still there collecting their money, and they could turn around like, oh no. So nah, I'm not with that. I'm not about that. If you're a player, play. Maximize your ability as a player. You're not going to get to be a GM too, because you're not going to cost me my job if you do something stupid that doesn't work out. No, I'm not with that. So if I owned a team, I would have tough coaches and I would have a tough GM, because as great as the player may be, and maybe this would cost me some great players, I'm not letting you run my organization. That's not what it's about. Okay. Okay. So now he got Rush traded. Now here's something else. So the Lakers hired Darvin Ham this past offseason. First time head coach. So I got no animus towards Darvin Ham. You've been working at it. You know, you were a tough player in the league. You did your time as an assistant, really learned this thing, got a shot at being a head coach. Number one, you get a shot at being the head coach of one of the most gloried franchises in basketball history, Los Angeles Lakers, and one of the biggest name players in history, LeBron James. You can't turn that down. But if you're Darvin Ham, you had to know this was not the ideal situation. And when it goes bad, you will end up under the bus. If you watch his channel, that's something else that I said. LeBron is going to end up throwing Darvin Ham under the bus. And lo and behold, one season hasn't even finished. It's happening already. Bruce, what are you talking about? Stop hating on Bron. Okay. It's now being reported that LeBron and his team are not happy with Darvin Ham for a number of reasons. One, they're not happy with Darvin Ham because they're saying it's their belief that he's not holding Anthony Davis accountable enough. What's he supposed to do? Anthony Davis gets injured. I mean, is he supposed to? Anthony Davis is just a frail player. Some players just are built that way where they're going to be consistently getting hurt. That's just it. Part of that is Anthony Davis having been a point guard in high school and then taking a growth spurt, but still wanting to play like a guard, even though he's 7 feet tall. Your body is not meant to work that way when you have these long bones and such, right? So you're playing like a guard and you're doing things that someone that big is not supposed to do. It puts undue stress on your lower extremities, hence all the injuries. Okay, all right. But hey, I'm no trainer, I'm no doctor, but you know, that's one of those things. So anyway, what is Darvin Ham supposed to do? How is he supposed to hold Anthony Davis accountable? That's a grown man. And especially of all the American sports, basketball is the one where coaches have the least power. So what's he supposed to do? Tell him, hey, you're not going to play if you don't get in the gym and work out? That's not going to happen. Anthony Davis was making way too much money for Darvin Ham to be trying to pull rank like that. So that's not going to happen. Okay. So they're upset that Darvin Ham is allegedly not holding Anthony Davis accountable enough. Okay. Now, LeBron and his team, get this, are also upset because they feel like leading up to LeBron breaking the scoring record and earlier in the season, Darvin Ham was playing LeBron too many minutes. Are we freaking serious here, guys? Are we freaking serious? This is LeBron James. Is there any coach in the league who can make this guy do anything he doesn't want to do? Are we serious? Because now allegedly he has a serious foot injury that was worse than we thought. Now, maybe it's me, but LeBron didn't look when he was chasing the scoring title like he was too injured. He was out there doing his thing. He's banging on people. He's running. He's hitting shots and doing this and that. And hey, kudos to him for playing hard and getting the title, right? That title has changed hands once in the last 39 years, and who knows when's the next time it'll change hands. Okay. But what I'm saying is, all of a sudden, you're injured, and of course, your camp is leaking this, right? You're injured, and you're more injured than it seems. So who knows how long you might be out. And you're upset at Darvin Ham because Darvin Ham had you playing too many minutes. Man, cut the crap, LeBron. Cut the crap. This is what I talk about when I talk about the machinations and the manipulating the media and always putting a spin on things so that you're never to blame, even though you're calling the shots and pulling the strings of whatever organization you're with, accepting the heat like a puppet. Stop it. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. But, you know, the LeBron apologists, there's other names for them. I won't say it. But the LeBron apologists, those people are always making excuses for him. They're always carrying his water. The JJ Reddicks of the world, the Nick Wrights of the world, the Shannon Sharps of the world, incapable of seeing objectivity. And then you have people who point out the other side of things like myself. And guess what? Oh, you're a hater. You hate LeBron. I don't know LeBron. I don't hate LeBron. I hate all the stuff that comes with LeBron. I hate all the stuff he gets away with, but I don't hate LeBron. But hey, in 2023, if you don't worship somebody, you hate them. If you don't think that LeBron is multiplying loaves and fish and walking on water, you hate him. I guess I hate him if that's what it is. Because I'll tell you, he is not multiplying fish and loaves, and he's not walking on water. That's just not happening. So I said it. Darvin Ham, he's gonna throw you under the bus. But you had to take that job, so I'm not mad at you. I said it. Anthony Davis, not gonna work out. I said it. Russ Westbrook, not gonna work out. But guess what? LeBron is saying, hey, I've accomplished some stuff. I made a ton of money here in LA. I got the all-time scoring record here in LA. And I won another championship here in LA. Nobody can tell me anything. So I'm gonna continue to go on doing the nonsense that I do. And I'm LeBron James, the king at the end of the day. So anyway, what I want to hear from you, am I crazy in all of this? Am I telling the truth? What am I missing? Leave your comments in the comment section. Can't wait to hear from you, and I can't wait to be back next time. And I'm out. Peace.